Hey guys, how's it going? Hopefully you guys aren't too hungover. I'm obviously not, but hey, that's because I quit drinking like last year sometime. Anyway, I hope everybody's all set and ready to do resolutions. Now, you might actually be surprised to hear this, but I'm not a huge fan of resolutions. I swore them off years ago. That's why I'm sitting here eating chocolate macadamia caramel cluster things I got from Costco. I'm gonna not eat them in my room in a minute, but I'm gonna eat them. Um, and let me explain. With me, I'm kind of anti-resolution. I don't really believe in them. I think New Year's is a great time to think about things that you'd like to change over the next year. But people always try to be like no, day one, everything's done. I'm gonna blah 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 blah. Not really for me. I have like kind of ongoing resolutions that I get to when I can. Perfect example. I've got this whole anemia thing I'm trying to recover from. I'm also working on like calisthenics and yoga and exercise and eating correctly and everything. But I realize that my whole thing is like it's sort of like this living, moving thing that you've got to kind of let breathe every once in a while. You know, when things are kind of stressed out or happening, sometimes you just have to be grateful for the times when you're able to have it all together and just keep going. And sometimes for me, because I'm finally getting into the program where I'm doing my little 5 minute spurts and I'm kind of working through that, I think I'm going to kind of alter it to where I have a set time on the clock, like 30 minutes, and then I can kind of like count the time down so that it gets less and less and less instead of like rigid 5 minute sessions. Because I've gotten really happy to watch the reels on Facebook. And I just started kind of like following all of these really talented yoga and calisthenics teachers on Facebook, actually, which is really great because it changes your algorithm so that everything that comes across my feed practically is calisthenics and yoga or nutrition videos, whatever. And I don't like to alter too many recipes, but I do like watching cooking. But anyway, so I get to keep my joy of cooking. I get to do calisthenics, and I do eat healthfully. But if I'm actually adding to my routine or doing any kind of adjustments with that, my rule in general is that I don't like to have anything that's kind of stressful. So you'll see me delay quitting something. Like I'm still quitting smoking. Sometime next year, I'm going to go ahead and quit that probably soon. I wanted it to be last year. It's going to be next year. You know what I mean? The stressing out about a goal is sort of weird for me. Like I said, as long as you're working on it, I think it's good. As long as you're being honest with yourself and working on it to the best of your ability, then you're working on it to the best of your ability. Keep going. Otherwise, to me, resolutions get really frustrating. People use not being able to accomplish resolutions on the exact timeline as reasons to hate yourself. And I've never seen a person develop a good self care routine while hating themselves. You know, so that being said, I got one little addition. I picked it up at Goodwill. This little egg carton is going to be in the refrigerator because we're trying to eat more protein. And so we're going to have some hard boiled and soft boiled eggs ready to go. If you're going to mix them like we plan on doing it, just go ahead and write soft on the soft boiled eggs so that nobody gets confused. If you've got a mixed egg house, I was doing it steamed with like the lid on, and that actually helped. They said a little splash of vinegar will help if the eggshells crack. And in fact, as long as you're not too particular about the yolks like I am, you don't have to actually wait until it's boiled. Anyhow, so that's kind of all that's going on. I have noticed that I've been getting off of the couch when it lay, no scrolling and stuff because of the timers. But definitely want to kind of do some adjustments to the way that it's timed, and I'm going to slowly increase the time on that I go with it. So that's definitely been an effective method. And oh yeah, the other reason for chocolate, yay! I know not everybody is excited to hear this, and I really didn't want to make this about this. But my iron must be slowly recovering because now I'm only cycling 1 week off. which is fantastic, actually. So I'm also ignoring the scale because I'm probably bloated because of several reasons. Also, you know, these sweet caramels, which have macadamia nuts, they are fantastic. Some kind of sea salted caramel. Cheers, guys.